But here's a list of perfect cubes. I've got up to 125 memorized. After that, I refer to a list or my calculator. But if you can get the first 10 memorized, again, it just kind of speeds up this process of perfect square or cube stuff that we're doing here. Yeah, sum of two cubes. If you see that the two terms, so this would be like looking at a binomial again, but now they're cubed instead of squared. We end up with this kind of expression right here, okay? So if it's plus, you got a binomial with plus, and then by the way, the last operation is always addition, but you see the plus and the minus, they just alternate. So for plus, it's plus minus. For minus, it's minus plus right here. I'm sure there's gimmicks on how to memorize how this formula is. I just don't have any, so, but you're welcome to look up any YouTube videos that do. Again, for me, it's just noticing that the perfect cubes first, because if you can, then everything else kind of just falls into place usually anyways. So at the end, you could also check, right? You could actually distribute in each of these terms into the trinomial, and then it should simplify back into your binomial right there. There's reasons why this worked, but I also assume you don't care. So on this one, we see x cubed. Again, if you wanted to notice that it has a coefficient of 1, that's fine. 1 is its own perfect cube, which is great, but we don't need it. Okay, hopefully we don't need it. Now is 64 a perfect cube? Yeah, it is. It is. So, yeah. So I'm going to write this. I know my a then is x cubed, and then my b, 64. You can cube root it in the calculator again if you need it, but again, I got to memorize, so I know that kind of gives me that's a cube, by the way. 4 cube. Now, if you want to make a list or have a calculator, especially when you're doing the assignment, just do it. But on the, we see this kind of stuff on an exam, you'd have to use a calculator for it. All right, so at the top, I look and I see this is a plus of cubes. So I know that my two terms, the first binomial will be plus, and then it will be minus, and then plus here, okay? All I've got to do is fill in everything else at this point. I know the middle term, a times b, we'll take care of that, but first one is x. Let's fill in all the a's, in fact. So I've got my a's here, here, and here, and then I've got my b's here, here, and here. Now don't forget, because I almost did, that these two are squared, like this. So yeah, don't forget to look at the formula for that if you need it. Yeah, so that is the reason why that is important, is because like I can't do anything else with the rest of this stuff, but yeah, the 4 squared, I do need to show that as a positive 16 right there. And then this is actually our final, yeah, this is our final expression right here. Now this one works out nice because there's only one x, there's the x cubed, right? But do be prepared, because the 64 perhaps may have like a y cubed, okay? And then you get x's and y's in like here, and then here, and then here. So expect it. It's probably going to happen.